Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know, I'm Lizzie, and today we're gonna just chat about tattoos. So I just wanted to chat a little bit about what you should know and things that you should do before you get your first tattoo, because I feel like that's something that you can't get enough information about. I read so many articles and so many comments and asked everybody I knew before I got mine done, because I was so nervous and didn't want to screw up, and I had no idea what to expect really, because everybody has a different story. Same thing goes for me. I can only tell you my story, but I'm hoping that it'll help some people who are wanting to figure it out. So I kind of want to talk about how to find a good tattoo artist, how to decide what you want to get permanently tattooed on your body, things that you should do and not do before and day of going to get your tattoo, stuff like that. Basically just things that you should know before getting your first tattoo, because it can be a very intimidating process. And then I also just wanted to share a little bit about my own story and the meaning behind my tattoo. So if you can't see it, this is my tattoo. It is one of the Van Gogh sunflower paintings. So first of all, I love Van Gogh. I love all of his artwork, and I've been very interested in Van Gogh since I can remember learning about him the first time in second grade, and all of the colors that he used and just the vivid imagery, it just all seemed so happy and sunny, and his artwork just makes me feel happy. But then as I got older and learned more about obviously his struggles with mental health and everything that he went through, he still tried to remain kind of optimistic, and reading his letters and writings and stuff that he wrote to his brother, and just a lot of stuff. I don't know, I really like Van Gogh. So it's number one, I've always been 100% obsessed with the sunflower paintings. I love the color yellow, and I love just all of the vibrant colors and details in those particular paintings. And then on top of that, sunflowers in particular to me have a pretty big meaning. I don't know, I just feel they're very resilient flowers, and they're very I don't know, they're just bright and sunny, but they can grow in the craziest conditions. And also they were my great-grandma's favorite flowers, and she was just a really amazing lady who I would love to try to emulate. So there's a whole lot of layers here, folks, but basically I just love sunflowers. I love this painting. I saw something similar on Pinterest a few years ago now. It just really stuck with me. Like I said, I had never thought about it before. When I moved to Chicago a little over a year ago now, for me it was very it felt like a very new season in my life. It was and has been a very new season. But I have struggled with my own mental health issues really all of my life, but they were especially bad when I was in college and an older teenager in early 20s. And so moving to this new place, it just felt like this new season of regrowth and rebirth, and I don't know, I finally felt like I was getting better at coping with my mental health, and things were just getting better and really blooming in my life. So I started researching people. I found my artist online. I will link her Instagram below if you're local, because I cannot recommend her enough. Her name is Nicole Renee. I personally don't like colored tattoos. They're fine, but I don't want them on me. I don't know, I'm just I really like simplistic black and white line tattoos. So anyways, she had all of that stuff in her portfolio, so I knew it was a really good fit, and I just really liked her style. And it was funny, I had a few people that I was looking at, and I was scrolling back through hers, and I had seen that she had posted a couple of paintings of Vincent van Gogh's on her Instagram, just as I love this painting, and I was like, oh my god, you're it. So it just felt very kismet. But so she was great, and a month later I had a tattoo. Now that I've shared and probably overshared about the meaning behind my tattoo and everything, and kind of how I found my artist, we'll kind of get into like, I guess first of all, I will talk a little bit more about like how to find a good artist and like what you should look for when you're looking for artists. So like basically I googled the top like tattoo parlors, or like the highest rated tattoo parlors in like the area that I wanted to go to. So I started that way. Usually tattoo parlor websites, they should at least have a list of like their usual tattoo artists, and from there you can usually find like samples of their work. If the tattoo parlor doesn't have like a good website, which I've found that a lot of them don't, try looking at like their Instagram or their Facebook pages, because a lot of times if they don't have a website that they post to frequently, they will post on their social media and they'll like tag their artists, so you can kind of go like stalk them through there. So I would highly recommend looking up, once you find a place, you want to make sure to look through whatever portfolio you can find of the artists that you're looking at. Often that will be social media, but they may have their own website as well, or the tattoo parlor might have their work on their website. Basically, look through their portfolio, make sure that their work looks good. I mean, make sure it's got like straight lines and, you know, no like funky looking things, nothing, you know, basically just, I think that's a no-brainer, but like make sure to look at like the overall quality of their work, and then look at the types of work that they're doing. If, for instance, you know, you are looking for like a black and white line art tattoo, and you find an artist that seems really, really cool and talented, but everything in their portfolio is like traditional style, like flash tattoo, like bold colors and stuff like that. I'm not going to say that they can't do your tattoo, obviously, but I would say like it's good to try to find an artist with a portfolio, or at least a few pieces in their portfolio that look similar to what you want, because then you know that that is a style that they're comfortable working with, that is, you know, something that they do a lot and have experience with, etc. So definitely do that. I would recommend checking like the reviews and like posts on a tattoo parlor's Facebook page, because that will be probably the most likely, but I think like Yelp might have some too. Like if you Google it, like Google reviews has them too. Basically Google it, make sure nobody is out here being like, wow, this place like super messed up my arm. Again, a no-brainer, but like just do your research and make sure that you are going to get what you want to get, because not that I need to tell you this, but this is going to be on your body forever, so you definitely want to be happy with it. Which brings me to my next point of how to decide what you want to get tattooed. The best thing that you can do is, if you like have an idea that you think you are like absolutely set on, is just to sit with it for a while. Again, there were so many tattoo ideas that I had when I was like 17 or 18 that like thinking about them now makes me like break out into a cold sweat. Like I'm so glad I didn't get those tattooed on my body. Who's to say? Like if I had, I don't know that I would regret them, but having the hindsight of having not gotten them tattooed and like not being interested in those things, like you guys, I wanted a Doctor Who tattoo so bad. I'm so glad every single day of my life that I didn't get one. I was very into Doctor Who when I was like 18 and 19. Again, like I would say, come up with an idea, think about it, sit with it for a while. Like don't come up with an idea and then make an appointment the next day, because I mean, I don't know, I'm not you. You might not regret it, but I think you need to kind of like come to terms with and like think about the concept of like having this image or phrase on your body like forever. As far as placement, that is something also that I struggled with for a very, very long time, because so I wanted it to be able to be, I wanted to be able to see it. I wanted other people to be able to see it when I wanted them to, but I also wanted to be able to easily cover it up if I needed to. Like at the time I was in a corporate setting. Now I just do whatever I want, so it doesn't matter. I think that the general stigma of like tattoos in the workplace is definitely decreasing. Like, you might need to think about it if you work in a really conservative setting, like if you're like a really high-powered like corporate person, or like you work in a really corporate building, or you're like a lawyer or a doctor or something. Like, I think there are still kind of like strict guidelines, and like, I don't know. I think it's total BS, but that's how society is. So, like I was saying, another thing that you want to think about as far as placement is like your pain tolerance, because there are places on your body that are going to hurt a lot more than other places. Again, like, just thinking about, like, read up on like the pain areas and think about your own pain tolerance. Talking about pain, this is like the number one burning question that everybody has, and everybody has a different answer. And again, like, it's because everybody's pain tolerance is different. I don't personally feel like I have a particularly high pain tolerance, but it wasn't horrible. At the beginning, I would have likened it to like a cat scratch or like a paper cut, or like scratching yourself, but like repeatedly. So it wasn't pleasant, obviously, but it wasn't like excruciating pain. Towards the end, when she was working in here, and then also like going over and like filling back in like the areas that she'd already gone over, that started to get quite painful. It wasn't like a 10 out of 10. I would have maybe given it like 7 or 8 out of 10 by the end. That sounds so dramatic though. I survived. I mean, I will tell you, like, it got pretty painful, and more than just like, it's one thing to, you know, that kind of pain and then be done with it, but it like happens to you repeatedly for 3 hours, so it's like painful and irritating and like doesn't let up. It was fine. I survived, and it really wasn't that bad. So, going back to that, some general tips for what to do and what not to do, like before and during your tattoo appointment. Don't drink heavily the night before or like a couple of days before, because first of all, if you're hungover when you're getting your tattoo, that sounds like the worst thing in the world. Second of all, the alcohol can like thin out your blood, which means like you might bleed more, you might be more prone to scarring, and the ink might not set as much too in your skin. So don't drink a ton. And also, for the same reason, don't take painkillers before you go to your tattoo appointment. I know a lot of people like think that like, oh, I'll take a Tylenol before and it won't hurt as bad, but that will also like thin out your blood, and it might have the same effect, so just don't do it. Eat a healthy like breakfast or snack beforehand, or like meal, depending on what time you're going. Don't go on an empty stomach, because especially like if you're prone to fainting, like it's just not a good combination. And if you need to, like if you're getting a really big piece done and you think you're going to be there for a while, like bring some like healthy like snacks, like a bag of trail mix or like nuts or something to like snack on, so that you don't get lightheaded. Day of, like, wear something comfy. It's not a fashion show. Obviously wear something that will like easily allow your tattoo artist to get to where your tattoo is. You should feel like you can communicate easily with your tattoo artist. Like, if you feel uncomfortable in any way, there's nothing wrong with like bailing out. I know you might like think otherwise because of like social convention, but seriously, like, you want to feel comfortable with this person, like they are etching something onto your body permanently. So like, you need to feel like you can communicate with them easily, and do communicate with them. Like, if you need to take a break, like if you need to sit, like chill out for a few minutes if it's getting to you, like if it's too painful, if you're not comfortable like in your position or whatever, like let them know. Like, they want you to be comfortable. They don't want you passing out or like doing something stupid either. But yeah, like just communicate, make sure you feel comfortable. That's really the best that you can do. And like for me, some people might do it differently. I didn't see her like design until I got there for my tattoo appointment, but I like had sent her everything, and then when I got there she showed me the little like transfer paper, like what she had designed for the actual tattoo. So if you're seeing it for the first time, like in person, like at your appointment, do not be afraid to say like, hey, that's not really what I envisioned, like can we change this, or like can we do that, because again, it will be on your body forever. Like, be 100% happy with it. Be sure to tip your tattoo artist really well. Like, you know, they like spend however many hours like etching that on your arm, dealing with you being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it hurts. Don't do that, by the way. They created something for you that's going to last literally forever, which is more than you can say about most anything else, so be sure to tip them really well. Taking care of it afterwards. Your tattoo artist will give you like instructions and like tell you what to do. Usually they will put a big bandage, like plastic, it's almost like saran wrap. They'll put a big plastic thing over it. It will need to stay on it for I think at least 24 hours. My artist told me like the longer the better. No matter what, listen to your tattoo artist. While your tattoo is healing, it will be like itchy, like right afterwards, for like the week or two, like afterwards, it will be sore and kind of feel like a bruise. Like there were a few times, like if I like bumped it on stuff, I'd be like, like it hurt, but not like, it didn't impede my life in any way. I think that's about it. If you like these little like chatting videos, like I want to do more of them about various things, so let me know what you want to hear about in the comments. Keep up with me on Instagram at Lizzie Jacqueline. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss all of this. I don't know how to do YouTube, you guys. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.